Don't cross-dressing when playing online games. Author, Agamora. Crossdress Small World, Part 8, Treasure Hunt Event. I am Baron, Lost World is Curtis. We were both juniors of the boss in the IT club during our university days. My sister-in-law, the talkative Iron Thor, spoke up. Ah, so both of you are older than me, so it's a bit inappropriate to address sister-in-law. Just address as usual. I say. So well, Baron replied. I asked Baron, may I ask what is the work of our office? Baron replied, our company specializes in programming, in which the focus is on website and mobile. Our office belongs to a branch in interacting with website users, also known as front end. In fact, our company has a lot of offices processing front end, we are just a small group of them. I replied, yes, I get it. Dustin taught me quite a bit of knowledge about JavaScript, so I believe I have the ability to take on this job. I was thinking when Baron suddenly cut me off, but even though we're under your command in the game, this place still puts work first. We need to test your skills a bit before you start working on the actual project. I clenched my fists, using a determined voice. Yes, I will do my best. So the proficiency test began under the supervision of Baron and Curtis. I got a little nervous. Although I have spent a lot of time and effort to learn programming knowledge, even tried to make a demo product, but this is the first time I implement it in career. Most of the questions on the test are related to algorithms, some are problem solving. Somewhere about 2 hours later, the test ended. Baron and Curtis began to review the answers to my test. Although I have solved all the problems given in the test, I honestly cannot guarantee that I will get it right. So I'm still anxiously waiting for the results. After a while, I saw Baron frowning. This makes me even more insecure, maybe my work is not eligible to pass? About the next 15 minutes, Baron stood up, he used a cautious expression to ask me, hey. I gulped and feel nervous. Are you sure you're an intern? Your qualifications are even higher than some people with 1 to 2 years of experience in our industry. Even I dare not admit that I am better than you. I think I am only better than you in experience and advanced knowledge. My ability to apply algorithms and solve problems is far behind you. I happily said, are you telling the truth? Curtis, who rarely spoke, at this time, he also opened his mouth, yes. You can start working with us. No more training required. Baron laughed loudly and said, haha. The boss is excellent. How lucky is he to have such a beautiful and genius girlfriend? I tremble in joy and excitement. It's my first time being appreciated like this. For the first time, I felt that, it turns out that I can be successful too, not a useless person of society. At this moment, I feel even more grateful to Dustin, my contract boyfriend who pulled me out of the dark canyon and let me see the light. Time flies. A month has passed since the first day I came to Dustin's company to work. I soon got used to everything, no longer afraid as before. I am used to living with Dustin. We still spend the night together like that. Of course, I soon fell in love with those comfortable nightgowns too. The distance between me and Dustin is also getting closer and closer. Considering the contract, I spent more than half of my time as Dustin's girlfriend. In just a few months, this contract will end and I can go back to my old life. Only thing, right now I don't care much about the contract anymore. Because in comparison, I am the one who benefits more from this contract. I am now an official employee of the company, no longer an intern. The amount of salary I get from programming work is extremely ideal. Before, I didn't think I was capable of earning that much money on my own. No wonder, the Dustin, Baron, Curtis trio can stand in the ranks of the top 10 players of the game. Of course, the amount of money I have right now is not enough for me to enter the top 10 on my own, but everything requires accumulation. I believe that one day, relying on myself, I could also simply break into the top 10 without having to use a few tricks anymore. Speaking of the game, it's been a few months since we've participated in many activities in the game. Dustin's party, except me, are masters in the game, but in fact they are not game addicts like me, they play games just to relieve stress at work. In the past few months, the work at our company has piled up so they don't have much time to play a game. The work of a novice like me is a lot less than the three of them, but they don't play, so I don't want to play anymore. I spend that time to supplement my programming knowledge because my goal is to help Dustin. Although the contract is nearing completion, which means that he and I are no longer in debt, but I myself know, I only owe him more and more. One day, in our office, Baron broke the long silence. "Hey you two. It's been a while since we haven't logged in the game, the work at our company has also decreased quite a bit, tonight we will meet in the game to play a freshness game." It is said that in the game there is a pairing player event to hunt treasure. Boss and sister-in-law are a couple, me and Curtis are a couple, let's clean the map together. Curtis said, "It's terrible. Why should I pair up with you?" Baron laughed and said, "Come on, buddy. I love you dearly, why do you say that?" So the silence was involuntarily stirred by my two seniors. As a result, we were all reminded. After finishing work, Baron brought the previous idea to Dustin. Dustin pondered for a moment and then said, "Fine. I haven't logged in the game for a long time, it seems that my top 3 position also has many disgruntled guys." I asked, "Why is your financial potential so strong and only ranked in the top 3? Could the 2 people above have a more fortune?" Baron answered me on behalf of Dustin, "Actually, the top 1 and top 2 accounts are also the bosses. He's a modest boss, so he only plays with the top 3 account." I'm silent. It turned out that I had underestimated Dustin's bottomless pocket. Come to think of it, a person who conveniently bought a coffee shop just to meet his wife in game, this seems to be normal. However, I don't think this action can be called modest. That night, all 4 of us logged in a game waiting for the event to take place. I was sitting next to Dustin. It's been a while since the 4 of us gathered together in a game like this. This event has the theme of competing for treasures, but only accepts participation in couple. Each treasure in the game will be divided into red and blue halves. Each person will have to find half of the treasure and then put it together to form a complete item. But to increase the fun, except for finding treasures scattered on the map, players also have the ability to fight to compete for treasures. This event was created for a couple in the game, but the 2 unjust guys Baron, Curtis could not find another female player, only had to pair together, creating the noisiest duo in the game. I also laughed at this strange male couple, but then I thought back, aren't I and Dustin too? The countdown timer soon drops to 0, the event begins. All players spread out across the map. The reward for this event is a unique pair of swords, divided equally between 2 players. Although the stats of the 2 swords weren't exactly the strongest, their significance was immense. These are the only 2 limited swords in the game and there will never be a 3rd sword appearing again. Therefore, every couple has a crazy competitive mentality. Who doesn't want their account to stay forever in the game? The player rankings in the game can change, but if you hold a limited item with the highest rarity, the account delegate will be forever remembered. Dustin and I also started to split up to find treasures. At the beginning of the event, there was no PK, because the treasures were scattered in many places on the game map. No one will waste time finding treasures that PK early game. The two of us have the advantage of sitting close to each other, so even though the game characters are in two different places on the map, we can still easily contact each other to check if the two treasure pieces we find have the same set together or not. The event was still going on in the excitement of thousands of players. To be continued. Today's story would like to stop here. Thank you for watching. Please like and share for people with similar interests to motivate me to develop my channel. Goodbye and see you in another story.